A very good morning to all of you. Warm welcome to my presentation. And today's lecture will be on the topic fiscal policy. So today we are going to discuss about the current situation in the economy and how it is going to impact the US economy, and we'll give examples relating to the impact of COVID-19 on the fiscal policy. We'll discuss about various aspects of government spending, and at the end there will be question and answers. In this chapter we have 4 learning objectives. After completing this chapter, you will be able to use the traditional Keynesian analysis to evaluate the effect of discretionary fiscal policy. Objective 2 is to discuss the ways in which indirect crowding out and direct expenditure offsets can reduce the effectiveness of fiscal policy actions. The third learning objective is to list and define the fiscal policy time lags and explain why they complicate efforts to engage in fiscal fine-tuning. The fourth learning objective is to describe how certain aspects of the fiscal policy function as automatic stabilizers for the economy. So today what I'm going to do, I'll create separate videos for different learning objectives, and this will help you to understand the topic better because of the smaller duration of the presentation.
Let us turn to the learning objective 3. List and define the fiscal policy time lags and explain why they complicate efforts to engage in fiscal fine-tuning. So let's see what we are going to know more about this fiscal policy and the time lags. This slide will focus on the discretionary fiscal policy in practice and coping with time lags. There are several types of lags that occur with fiscal policy. Recognition lag, which is the amount of time it takes for officials to see a problem in the economy or to see a need of solving a problem. Once a problem is recognized, for example recession, so once you recognize that, you identify the problem, it takes time to decide what to do and the time it takes for new policies to be implemented, and that is the action time lag. Then the third one is effect time lag. It takes time to determine whether or not implemented policies are working to solve the economic problem, and that is your effect time lag. All of these problems do exist and they may be known for other programs which is called as automatic stabilizer, which we are going to learn in our learning objective 4. The first one is recognition time lag. It is the time required to gather information about the current state of economy. So the policy maker first need to collect information, collect data. Based on that, they can frame the policy, right? And in order to collect that data or information, they have to spend a lot of time in it, and therefore the policymaker must cope with or understand this recognition time lag, that is the month or several months that may take before the national economic problems can be identified. The second aspect is action time lag. So after an economic problem is recognized, you have identified the economic problem using the data that you have collected. What is the next requirement? You have to find out a solution. You have to formulate a solution. And that will actually lead to action time lag. Action time lag is the time between recognizing an economic problem and implementing the policy to solve it. The action time lag is quite long for the fiscal policy that needs approval. Finally, there is effect time lag. After fiscal policy is enacted, it takes time for the policy to affect the economy. Like you have formulated the policymaker have formulated the policy, it has been approved. But again, to know the outcomes, to know the effect, it takes time to solve the economic problem, the problem that you have identified. To demonstrate the effects, economists need only the shift curve on a chalkboard, whiteboard, or piece of paper. But in real world, such effect needs lot of time, lot of effort, lot of work, to have complete result at the end. One of the important aspect to understand is that what are the problems that are posed by these time lags. Because the fiscal policy time lags are long, a policy which is designed to combat a significant recession such as the recession of late 2000 might not produce result until the economy is already out of that recession and perhaps experiencing inflation, in which the fiscal policy action could worsen the situation. So you have framed a policy, to solve the problem of recession. But by that time it is implemented, maybe the economy has changed. Instead of, the recession, now the economy is actually experiencing inflation. And during that time, you are implementing the policies of the recession. Then, instead of having a positive outcome, maybe there will be some negative outcomes. Or a fiscal policy which is designed to eliminate the inflation might not produce effects until the economy is in recession. So, fiscal policy would make the economic problem worse rather than better because of the time lag, because the situation have changed now. Furthermore, because the fiscal policy timeline tend to be variable in length, that is, each lasting anywhere from 1 year to 3 years, policymakers have a difficult time in fine-tuning the economy. Clearly, fiscal policy is more like a guesswork, we can say, than science. So these are the major problems with the time lag.